Well, good morning and welcome to today's video from Yoker Evangelical Church. This morning it's Wednesday the 27th of January, and in our Bible readings we read Esther chapter 4 and Acts 27. And as we were reading Acts 27 this morning, I was just struck by the picture of Paul facing a situation that few of us could even imagine. And it got me asking myself, how do I react when things go wrong? How do I respond when the plans that I've made, when the things that I think should happen, fall apart, and I'm faced with disappointment and difficult situations? And I'm challenged to see that often I will fall apart. I will start to despair. I will want to give up. I will think, I just want to throw in the towel. Yet I'm encouraged this morning to read of Paul on this boat. As we're reading through it, we can't help but feel like it's reading some adventure novel with the storm and the shipwreck. But we see Paul in a situation that would make most of us despair. He's already been arrested, and now he's being shipped off to Rome. He sets sail at a time of year when he knows it's going to be dangerous. And as we read through, everybody else around him is not coping well, and they end up shipwrecked. It would have been easy for Paul to despair at these points, to cry out and say, "Why have you done this, God? Why have you abandoned me to die in the ocean?" Yet Paul doesn't do that. Paul instead remains true to the Lord, and he actually ends up encouraging those around him. What is the secret to Paul's success? Well, it is that he knows that God's plan is at work. Even when things are not going as he might have chosen them to happen, he still trusts that God is working through it. Just listen to how he explains it in verse 21 to 26. After they had gone a long time without food, Paul stood up before them and said, "Men, you should have taken my advice not to sail from Crete. Then you would have spared yourselves this damage and loss. But now I urge you to keep your courage, because not one of you will be lost. Only the ship will be destroyed. Last night an angel of the God whom I belong and whom I serve stood beside me and said, 'Do not be afraid, Paul. You must stand trial before Caesar, and God has graciously given you the lives of all who sail with you. So keep up your courage, men. For I have faith in God that it will happen just as he told me. Nevertheless, we must run aground on some island.'" Listen there to Paul's confidence in a desperate situation, and his encouragement to those around him that all of them will survive. He correctly predicts that the ship will be destroyed and that they need to run it aground. But he assures them we will all be safe, because that's God's plan. Paul knows that God's plan is for the gospel to spread. The whole book of Acts, the hero, in a sense, has been the gospel as it spreads throughout Jerusalem, as it goes across the world. The hero has been the gospel spreading and changing hearts, transforming lives with the good news of Jesus. And at this point, Paul is on this mission to Rome so that he can go and proclaim the gospel there. That's where the book of Acts is going to finish. It's with Paul in Rome proclaiming the gospel on this journey that it's taken all the way from Jerusalem. That is what gives Paul his confidence. And so we can't say with Paul that we know the ship will be destroyed, but that all of us will be safe. When we face difficult days, we can't have Paul's certainty that he will be all right. But we can share his confidence that God's plan is at work, that God is in control, even when things look tough. We can share his confidence that God knows what is happening. That is an encouragement to the Christian. I hope you have a great day today, and God bless.